Communities cannot survive without businesses, which provide employment for residents and cash flow for the inhabitants. Many large businesses have moved away from small villages to gain the convenience of highways, suppliers, manpower, etc., leaving many small villages to struggle or fade away. Fortunately for some, one business will remain and become the beacon for the community. This is the story of Uniondale, Ontario. My name is Angie, and I'll be your host on this episode of Main Street Canada, Uniondale Edition. Thank you for joining me as we journey through the past of small towns in Ontario, discovering the main players and events that took place before our time. Before we get started, please click the like and subscribe button, and we'll begin. Uniondale, Ontario is located on the northern boundary of West Zorra Township, approximately 20 kilometers from Stratford, Ontario. You will find this small village along County Road 119 at the intersection of County Road 28. Located at this intersection, you will see what remains of the Uniondale Cheese and Butter Company, also known as the Uniondale Cheese Factory. Around the 1930s, cheese played a major role in the development of small communities. Uniondale was no different. As a crossroads which connects Uniondale to neighbouring villages like St.Marys, Lakeside, Embro and Woodstock, distribution of the product was made easy with a series of gravel roads previously created by the original settlers in the developing area. By 1925, J.M. or Jack Bain, graduate of the dairy school of OAC, began working at the cheese factory. Mr. Bain was a busy man, as he is also listed as running Cherry Hill Cheese Factory, a creamery and dairy in Essex County, while running Uniondale, in addition to the cheese factory in Britain in Perth County from 1928 to 1942. An educated man, Mr. Bain assisted in the development of Uniondale, as well as many other areas, becoming a fieldman for the provincial government, followed by being appointed chief cheese instructor at the OAC Dairy School, and then became director of Milk Products, Dairy Branch, Ontario Department of Agriculture and Food. Not quite satisfied that he had done enough for the cheese and dairy industry, he was elected as the president, then secretary-treasurer of the Dairymen's Association of Ontario, and maintained that position for several years. Mr. Bain won many awards for cheesemaking, including the British Empire Championship in 1937 and 38. He acted as a judge at many major cheese exhibitions throughout Canada, and in 1971 he launched his first cheddar cheese plant in Brazil, also introducing Brick and Colby cheese there. While Mr. Bain was beginning his career in cheese and dairy, across the street the Hutton family was formulating a plan for a legacy of their own. With rail lines scheduled for the Uniondale area, the Uniondale CRP station was being built, and the future of the village was bright. In 1932, Hutton Transport Limited was founded with the initial location in Uniondale. A family-owned and operated business, they utilized their location and its access to the highways and railways to establish a transport business. Since that time, they have been a tanker operation hauling from nearby St.Marys cement, cementitious products created by the vast deposits of limestone located under the town of St. Marys, Ontario. With the main transport of dry bulk cement, cement byproducts, and bagged cement markets, they control a fleet of heavy multi-axle trailers operating primarily throughout Ontario, Western New York, and Michigan, providing the logistics services for St. Marys CBM. By the late 1960s, Hutton expanded their operations, adding a location in Bowmanville, Ontario. Today, they continue to operate from both locations, securing a proud 90-year history, operating along many other drivers and dispatchers under the Grant Group of companies, as it was purchased in 2015, but still remains a traditional family-owned and operated business. 9 years after the founding of Hutton Transport, the local school was built. Uniondale School No. 4 was constructed in 1941, providing education to the young people of the area and enriching the development of the community. Uniondale continued to go through your typical small village development. Businesses came and went, progress made them either obsolete or offered new opportunities. By 1975, the province was restructuring rural Ontario, which led to the union of Embro and the townships of West Zorra, East Zorra, and North Oxford to create the Township of Zorra. Robert C. Matheson, the last reeve of West Zorra, became the first mayor of the new Township of Zorra, making it the first priority to provide a fire hall to the northern section. It was not long after a new fire hall was built in Uniondale. Uniondale provides a volunteer fire department that services a rural area as well as the following communities of Lakeside, Medina, Maplewood, Harrington, and of course, Uniondale. Again, I ran into some roadblocks as I was unable to find any more information on actual beginnings of this area, the naming of the town, early settlers, or any major events. So if you know more about this location, please comment below. I'm interested in hearing and possibly recording the past before it is lost forever. This concludes this episode of Main Streets Canada, Uniondale Edition. I hope you've enjoyed this walk down memory lane, and I invite you to subscribe to see where we end up next. Once again, thanks for spending this time with me. I look forward to your next visit. In the meantime, have a great day.